Now, a lot of people who reach out to Africa's UG come and ask, I need an SUV. They ask, I want a Prado, I want a Pajero, I want that kind of vehicle. But they never really talk about the Fortuner. You find that a lot of the people who buy the Fortuners in Uganda are actually people who know them. And hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. This is Africa's UG. Today we're talking about the 2017 Toyota Fortuner. And today I'll tell you everything about it. Why you should buy it, why you shouldn't buy it, and why the people who buy them buy them. So let's start with the specs and get that over with. Okay, so you could either get this car with a 3-liter diesel, and those were one of the first ones before they changed to the 2.8 or the 2.4-liter diesel, which is in the new Fortuners. So you could easily get a 2.4 or a 2.8-liter diesel engine. There are also petrol options. So you could get a 4-liter V6, which unless you're really hardcore off-roader, you probably will not need. Then there's the 2.7-liter 2TR FE engine, which is in pretty much a lot of the Toyota's SUVs, which have been coming since probably the 90s. Now, if you know the Toyota Hilux, this car is literally based on the Hilux double cabin or the Hilux pickup. And what they change in the Fortuner is the suspension at the back, which is not the leaf springs. They change it to the coil springs and a few changes in the back. I think it changes to the trailing arm kind of suspension at the back. In the front, of course, we've got the wishbone suspension, which is pretty cool as well. And what we also need to know is that this is a ladder frame or a ladder frame chassis. This, if it's too technical, just skip this part and go to the next part where we're going to be talking about the interior. Now, it goes without saying, this car has got the ground clearance that pretty much most of us need in our country, especially in times as these when we kind of drive on what is left of the road. This has got about 22.5 millimeters of ground clearance, which is a lot. I mean, I could easily work out on the other side, and if you look through here, I'll actually be doing some press-ups. Up front, you get a strong chrome grille, projector headlamps, and that elevated stance Toyota is known for. From the side, it's muscular yet refined with clean lines and high ground clearance that's perfect for both city roads and off-road adventures. Around the back, the LED tail lamps and chrome finish add that touch of elegance. If you notice here, Toyota installed some interesting features just to reduce wind noise, just to make sure that your journey is actually a smooth one. There's also here where you notice that Toyota installed these extra sort of fins. Legroom at the back for somebody like me is actually fantastic. I love it. And this seat is actually in my comfortable sitting position, and I still have got legroom, so that makes it actually a very comfortable vehicle to travel in. And just look at how high I'm sitting. So if you're seated in a sedan or a hatchback or some of those low vehicles that people who need a bit more financial help buy, well, you can see how low I look on you. These rear seats will comfortably seat 3 adults, and it's been even enhanced with rear air conditioning to give the rear passengers that extra comfort. One of the reasons why people struggle with buying the Fortuner is because it's like Toyota was just trying to make an SUV, but actually just complement the pickup. For example, these are the boot seats, and they're so manual. I have to do this fast, lift this up, and take this down. But even when I take this down, it just doesn't sit quite right. And this is a car that is just 7 years old. The quality of the leather is not the best as would be expected, as well as the quality of some panels and plastics on the interior. This Fortuner is 2.7-liter 2TRFE, and yeah, it's generally fine. I probably would buy a diesel because of just what usually you might buy this car to do. However, if you're probably doing mainly town service, then yeah, I think you're good. I don't think you should worry so much about the petrol or the diesel. I just find that these are probably a bit more uh, town service kind of oriented. And if that's pretty much what you do most of the time, say 80%, 80% of your lifestyle, yeah, you can get a petrol. You might save more as well on diesel because the petrols are quite thirsty. And I mean, for a car of this weight and you get a 2.7 liter engine, you'll feel the weight. Yeah, and usually you'll feel it on the fuel. Yeah, it's not exactly punchy, but if you need it to go where you want it to go, yeah, it will go. But it's not exactly a punchy vehicle that you get say 0 to 100 in says what 5 or 6 or 7 seconds. No, it will take probably twice that or more. It's got a 6-speed gearbox. You can also get a manual if you go for the diesels. I think you can get a manual. I don't know if you can get a manual petrol, but diesel definitely you can get a manual. The newer models you probably get a 2.4 liter diesel, as well as a 2.8 liter diesel, which is really punchy enough and very fuel efficient. The way this car is built, it's like it's built for this kind of environment where you live in uneven surfaces, you live in areas where it's not the best kind of road for an S class or an E class. This is kind of the car that will do that job for you. Of course, because I already spoke earlier, that Toyota I feel like they compromise when they're doing the Fortuner because the quality or the attention to detail is not the same. You find that there are a number of squeaks, a number of cheaper plastics, a number of things that are just not exactly fitted right. So you find that there's a lot of knocking plastics and things that sort of are loose pretty much most of the time. But if you can live with that, then generally the engine is reliable. So that's something which at least you have confidence of. You won't have so many engine issues to deal with. Another interesting thing about the Fortuner is that the ground clearance just gives you a confidence where, while other people are parked, say on a rainy day or a flooding day, you know for sure that you're going to actually do well. You will actually go through your road and you won't have any challenges with the road. I've personally enjoyed myself driving this car because I've used this road before, and driving along this road with this car feels just totally different. It feels like uh, the, there's barely any effort that you put in to just get the car going, which I think would be the desire for every kind of driver, right? And also being the ladder frame kind of chassis, meaning body on frame. So that means the frame of the body is down and then the body of the car is, on top. And so that allows the car to be quite yeah, a little more comfortable because it sort of just flies over the bumps more easily and just deals with the different uneven surfaces much, 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 much better. So this is a car which I probably would buy, say I have a farm somewhere out of the city. The road is so bad, and I don't exactly want an open behind like the Hilux, the pickup, but I want to. Maybe I have the pickup already, but I want to be able to carry like those things, which can be put in the back from the farm, say eggs and all the kind of stuff. But to go and be able to come back easily, then this is a car I would consider. Also, on top of that, you have to be careful when you're buying this car, and that's why you need insight from Africa's UG, because you want to get one that is 4-wheel drive, because some of them are actually 2-wheel drive. This, for example, is a 2-wheel drive. It's only the rear wheels that are pulling the car, and that's a bit of a it could be a deal breaker, especially if you didn't know when you were buying the car. In terms of fuel economy, this car does 7 to 10 kilometers per liter on average. 7 to 10 kilometers per liter on average, which, I mean, for a vehicle of this size is okay, honestly. And for what you're going to use it for, I mean, you probably will be able to afford it. So no matter the height, no matter the kind of lifestyle you have, this is a car that can work for you. It's just that it really, really shines if your kind of routine involves bad roads, off-road, a lot of, um, you know, all kind of terrain, then it can work. And it's a car that you want to drive for keeps also because, yeah, it's a lot of people will prefer the Prado over the Fortuner. And also you find that the quality is lacking a little bit, which is probably a concern for me. In terms of safety, I think this is a vehicle that you really just don't want to overspeed. It's got airbags. I don't think it has got curtain airbags, but at least you've got airbags at the front. So in that regard, the forward collision might be, you might survive, yeah. But always drive safe within the speed limit, but don't overspeed this car. I wouldn't advise you to, yeah. Also, there's a certain general respect that you get when you drive this car. Obviously, because you are driving an SUV and also driving a car that looks expensive. So it will gain a certain kind of respect on the road. People will not just come close or knock you or whatever unless it's like unawares or unless they didn't notice that you were coming or they were so close to you. Otherwise, I think you'll be good with this. Also, the fact that this car has got the solid axle at the back, it's got traction control, um, and then it's got, being a two-wheel drive, it just has a button here to either take the traction control on or off. Um, but just because of the fact that it's a ladder frame chassis, so sometimes the suspension can drift. Yeah, it's a drifty suspension. So when you're driving, say, over humps at a high speed, it could easily jump and move one side or the other side. Yeah. Maintaining this car is probably not very cheap, but the most significant expense will probably be the suspension, say shock absorbers, brakes, and bushings. All those kinds of things are not exactly that cheap, and tires. If you can work out those expenses, then you shouldn't have a problem with this car. And also, it's fairly quiet. If you can just enjoy yourself without overspeeding, and then this car will do the job. Also, the the car just sort of brings out its arsenal off the road. So it's not the car that you're going to dynamically push off the road. Um, I mean on the road, but when you're doing off road, that's when this car will really really shine because it's got very high approach and departure angles, as well as very high ground clearance, and it's even raisable. Yeah, if you really want to like lift it even higher than it is already. The beauty of this car is that once you're off the bad roads, it also feels very good on the road. It's quite smooth, it's quite comfortable. You feel a certain sense of security, especially if you don't go above certain speeds, because they don't have very good reputation for high speed stability. Yeah, it's definitely a smooth ride while driving. I have no complaints per se when it comes to driving this car, save for just a bit of the quality that you might feel when driving the car. The squeaks here and there, and sometimes it feels like maybe something is probably not fixed right, fastened very well. And for a car that costs over 120 million, you want it to at least be fairly good. Yeah, fairly good, especially in the area of build quality, because build quality is a key thing when you're spending a lot of money, and you find that this is why people go for the Prado, because it's just definitely built better. It's a more premium vehicle. It's more comfortable. It's it's more presentable when it comes to driving it. But you'll find that the people who buy the Fortuner know why. So it's a car which you buy because you know what it can do. And if you're looking at just going through all those crazy road surfaces without even looking left or right, you just drive. This is the car for you because you're going to buy it, and it's also one of those cars that you probably want to buy for keeps because you're a farmer, you plant trees, you have a lot of establishments up country, or you are like a contractor. Most of them are far off the road, and you would like to go and come back safely. You want to go and make sure you come back in one piece. Yeah, then this is the kind of car that you're going to consider or have on your list because it's just built for that kind of stuff. It's powerful, it's comfortable, it's useful. I mean, it does everything well, save for just the build quality and the fact that Toyota might have just been a little less invested in trying to make it great. You can see that they tried. You can see that the instrument cluster is good, similar to the Hilux, the steering, but just the way the quality of things is, and even the leather, which is I think artificial leather, it's not quite great. I mean, like here, it's already cracked, and the cushion is actually almost in. So just some of those little details are the things that sort of make people not get the Fortuner and go for the Prado. It's great, but it's a car that you buy because you know what you want to use it for, especially going off-road, going to those crazy road situations, while carrying 7 people. Yeah, while carrying 7 people, and on top of that, just being very comfortably invested while driving. So yeah, have that in mind when thinking of buying this car. Once again, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate the subscriptions. Please subscribe, share this video with a friend, and let's grow the channel together. Thank you.